Before you can manage a Chromebook through the Google Admin Console, you need to enroll it into your domain. Let me walk you through the steps of manually enrolling a device and showing you some key things that you should consider as you set up your enrollment process. Hi, my name is John Sowash. Welcome to the Google Admin Bootcamp. In order to enroll your devices, there are 5 things that you're going to need. Now, first is some Chromebooks. Now, if you're buying new Chromebooks, they should be ready to go, but you do need to be aware that in order to enroll devices, they have to be fresh, factory state devices. If you have used Chromebooks or if someone logged into a Chromebook just one time, you will need to power wash them to reset them to their factory default state in order to enroll the devices. The second thing that you're going to need are some management licenses. Now, the retail cost for a management license for education is $38, and you can purchase licenses from a variety of sources: CDW, Cynix, Tiger Direct, Primevo. Probably the company you bought your Chromebooks from is the best place to get your licenses as well. Depending on how many you buy, they will sometimes give you a little discount, $32, $35, something like that. You need to make sure that those licenses are in your Google Admin Console and ready to be used. To verify that, go ahead and log into the console, head over to the device section, and then we're going to be looking at any existing devices. And right here, you have an option that says upgrades. This will show you how many you've purchased and how many are unassigned. You need some unassigned licenses in order to begin the enrollment process. Now, the third thing that you're going to need is an account to enroll the devices with. So this is typically an admin account. It does need to have administrative access. I usually make it a super user. You can use your personal account if you want. Mine is kind of long and it's annoying to type out over and over again. So I created a super short one just to simplify the process. So I have one that's just called CB for Chromebooks in my organization. The only thing that account is used for is enrolling devices. If we're not enrolling devices, I suspend the account and no one can even access it. The fourth thing that you're going to need is an open Wi-Fi network. In order to enroll your devices, you have to connect them to the internet so that they can register and download updates. If you have a Wi-Fi network with a very complex password, it's super annoying to have to type that in every time. So I usually set up an open network just for the period where I'm enrolling devices. And in fact, I very frequently will just turn on the hotspot on my phone and let those devices connect. If you've configured your Wi-Fi networks through the admin console, as soon as your devices are registered, they'll immediately switch to whatever network you've configured them to access, disconnecting from the open one that you've created. So that's up to you. I just find it's a lot faster not to have to type the Wi-Fi password in over and over again. The final thing that you need to consider, number 5, is what you're going to do for asset management. It's very annoying to have to squint and look at those serial numbers on devices. So a lot of schools will apply some kind of a label or even just a paint pen writing down a number on their devices. You can be as fancy or as simple as you want, but you have the opportunity during the enrollment process to designate a number, a name for every device. I want to thank Vizor for Chromebooks for supporting this video. Vizor is an asset management tool that will help you manage your fleet of Chromebooks and all of the other technology hardware that you have. Now, before we begin enrolling devices, I want you to look through a section of policies in the admin console that are related to enrollment. Understanding how these work will simplify the process and save you a lot of time in the future. So I'm logged into the console, and right now I'm in the device section, and then I'm in Chrome, settings, and then I need to make sure that I'm on the user and browser tab. There is a section within this selection of policies called enrollment controls. And understanding how these work will be very beneficial. This top one right here, device enrollment, is probably the most important. So there are 2 different ways that you can handle this. Let me open up this policy. Option 1 is to keep Chrome devices in their current location. So when you enroll a device, it essentially goes into the root of your directory. So whatever the top level OU you have is. And that's fine. And then from there, you would have to move those devices into whatever OU that you want them to reside in long term. So that's option 1. Now, option 2 is to place the Chrome devices in the user organization. So this is why I create a special Chromebook enrollment account. I create my CB account we just talked about. I'm going to move that user account into whichever organizational unit I want devices to end up in. Now, I have a device OU tree in my console, and we've got elementary tablets and high school yours look a little different. But if I want to enroll some devices into my high school, maybe into this cart right here, all I'm going to do is move my enrollment user into this OU and then make sure that this says place Chrome devices in user organization. I'll enroll 30 devices. They'll all be in here. And then I'll move the enrollment user into the media center cart, enroll the next 30 devices. And by doing that, the devices end up where I want them. I don't have to go back and do it later. There's really no right or wrong way to do this as long as you understand what's happening and you select the option that's going to work best for you. Let's look through the last few policies in the console related to enrollment. Next up, we have asset identifier. If you're going to add an asset number to your devices, I recommend that you leave this on. This will open up a window during the enrollment process where you enter in that asset ID. If you're not going to do this, turn it off. It just saves you an extra click during the enrollment process. Next up on this page, you have enrollment permissions. I typically leave this on unless your account has administrator privileges attached to it. You can't enroll devices. I really haven't seen any issues with students enrolling devices or anything like that. And then the last one, initial sign-in, don't require. I don't need an extra step, so I enroll the device using my administrative account. It goes back to the login screen, and we're good to go. I don't need to sign in order to finalize that enrollment process. This is how I have my enrollment settings configured. Hopefully, understanding them will streamline the process for you. Thanks to Vizor for supporting this video. There's a link in the video description to learn more about Vizor and save 20% off your first year. If you are managing Chromebooks in the admin console, make sure you check out my video playlist with more Chromebook tips for Google admins.